It's a cloudy day today. It's going to be less hectic, fortunately. It'll be again, I guess, a busy next week anyways, so time to relax a bit. And with that in mind, what did I read today? How about this first one? When it comes to the war between places like Russia and Ukraine, you've often heard of those Arrowhead drones that were being used to bomb various places. According to this anyways, if it's true, they're saying the US tried to, in a sense, I guess, copy the design of it and so forth. This one says, secretive US drone modeled after Arrowhead 136 revealed. The United States has developed its own counterpart to the Iranian Arrowhead 136 drone, the same model Russia has used extensively to strike targets across Ukraine. According to the International Defense Analysis, the American version is designated MQM-172 Arrowhead. The defense analysis community shared images of the drone showing its external design. According to the Post, this is the second upgraded iteration of the MQM-172 built using the Arrowhead 136 as a reference. Details about its combat capabilities, including range, endurance, and production costs, have not been disclosed. When you look at the pictures anyways, I guess you could argue it looks similar in terms of the design. It says, earlier the United States introduced a low-cost combat drone intended to compete with Iran's widely deployed Arrowhead 136, aiming to boost affordable air power capabilities on today's battlefields. Developed by Arizona-based company SpectreWorks, Lucas is designed to be an affordable and adaptable platform tailored for operations in the Indo-Pacific region. Funny enough, in terms of that comment about copying designs and so forth, some people were arguing online. Everybody copied, I guess, some drone from Germany or something like that way back. So I guess it's one of those things where, is it people just copying each other, or is it more of the fact that this is the most practical, I guess, design, if that's what you want to say, and everyone kind of has to use the same thing in that regards. But either way, I guess a lot of countries still going fast forward with their drone military applications and all that. And what I thought actually in terms of drones and productions, this was kind of interesting. As you know, in places like the US, they're potentially going to ban things like DJI drones and all that. And I read this before where DJI was apparently getting into appliances. Well, I guess they made it official. They apparently are releasing a lineup of robot vacuums. Like, this is drone giant DJI lands in home cleaning sector with the launch of a robotic cleaner. Chinese drone giant DJI stepped into the smart home cleaning market on Wednesday with its inaugural robotic vacuum cleaner series, expanding its technological expertise beyond aerial devices. The new product line, called the DJI Romo series, integrates sweeping and mopping capabilities, leveraging the company's proprietary environmental sensing and intelligent path planning technologies originally honed for its drone operations. Saying, quote, Romo represents DJI's first strategic shift from aerial intelligence to home cleaning scenario, said Zhang Xiaonan, spokesperson of Shenzhen-based DJI. That's kind of an interesting way of saying it. I don't know if that's lost in translation. A strategic shift from aerial intelligence to home cleaning? That makes it sound like they're completely, let's just say, exiting the market in some ways, but I highly doubt it anyways. That'll probably be their bread and butter. And in terms of things like the prices in general, it was indicated that they have a Romo S, A, and P version, which estimates to be about $650 US to $947 US, although they do stress this isn't a US retail price, for example, because they don't even know if this thing will be allowed to be sold in the US, especially if they ban DJI's products in general. Although funny enough though, when it comes to these robot vacuums, and let's just say smart appliances in general, in recent times, a lot of people have been concerned where these things are always, let's just say, quote, monitoring you 24/7. It has like all this data that goes to who knows where. So with DJI having that as one of their criticisms, where people say because they're based in China, if the government wants your data and so forth, then they can collect it. So I don't know if this actually helps with that perception actually. So if that was their issue before in terms of like data and privacy with drones, I don't think they're going to get away from that when they're entering this space in general too. Do you actually have like a robot vacuum of these types, or do you just do everything the manual way? And in terms of things that are autonomous, apparently I guess in places like Texas, they're gonna see things like robot taxis and all that. This one here says Tesla gets rideshare license in Texas for a Robotaxi service. Tesla Inc. has obtained a rideshare license in Texas, clearing the path for its Robotaxi service to operate under new state regulations for autonomous vehicles. According to Bloomberg News, Tesla Robotaxi LLC now appears as a transportation network company licensee with the Texas Department of Licensing and Regulation alongside established players like Uber Technologies Inc. and Lyft Inc. The license became necessary under a new Texas law taking effect September 1st, which will regulate autonomous vehicle rideshare operations in the same manner as human-driven services. And by the looks of it, you can actually see that, I guess, the company listed officially and all that. I still remember reading that story how in the future for things like these robo-taxis, people could actually buy their own vehicle, register it in some network, for example, and then you can have the vehicle autonomously driving people as if it's an Uber service and get paid for it, I guess. Can you imagine that being the future in general? All right, see you guys later.